By connecting to our core identity as humans, we can begin to answer, who are we, and of what are we truly capable? This is why the humanities matter. Hello, thank you all for joining me today. My name is Dr. Leah Sneider, and I'm here to talk about my favorite subject, the humanities. I would guess that you all like to watch TV shows, watch movies, listen to music, maybe read a book, play video games, go to museums, interacting on social media. I know you do a lot of that, or just generally considering the meaning of life. But why? Why do those things captivate you so much? Besides simply entertaining yourself, chances are you partake in these activities at least partially because they make you feel a sense of connection and deepen your understanding of the self in relationship to others, whether you realize it or not. But some people might question what these activities have to do with going to college and getting a job. The answer, everything. Engaging actively in the study of storytelling, media, and the arts is perhaps the most essential part of what makes you human, the core subject within the humanities area. Participating in studying within the humanities is all about making the impossible possible. The humanities is a broad area of study that includes literature, philosophy, history, religion, performance and visual arts, media and cultural studies, as well as basically the study of humans and culture. So why is studying in the humanities important? Why does it matter? Because doing so helps to answer, what am I capable of? What are we as individuals or a community of humans capable of? People say, what can you do with a degree, a double major, or a minor in the humanities? But the question is, what can't you do when you combine humanities with almost any other area of study? The humanities helps us to understand the abstract aspects of humanity so that we can apply it in meaningful ways that help to assess and solve personal, communal, or societal problems, innovate in your field, or invent a new product, or create an entirely new industry. The list is endless. Everything starts with curiosity, a question. Who hasn't wondered how something came to be or why something happened? I ask these questions constantly, perhaps to the annoyance of everybody around me. Many times a day, and mostly about human psychology and sociological phenomenon. For instance, I have a long-standing obsession with the intersections of culture, society, spirituality, and human psychology, especially in response to trauma. I'm captivated by questions like, how does trauma affect our character? How do we overcome and prevent individual as well as cultural and societal traumas? I'm currently watching the show Shogun. Has anybody seen that show yet? It just recently won an award, and I love it because it's incorporating history, culture, the human spirit, our understanding of what it means to be loyal, our understanding of a sense of duty, as well as religion and war. Let's consider the questions that shape the world as we know it. Can humans fly? Can we harness electricity? Can we create an equitable society? Can we create something that connects us to other humans, helps us understand each other as well as ourselves, and create meaningful change? And what role do I or each of us play in answering these questions? These questions all rely on human spirit and knowledge to accomplish or find those answers. Any human is capable of asking a question and finding the answers, including you all. But doing so requires that we deepen our understanding of the human spirit along with various knowledge accumulated over time, and then apply that knowledge and spirit in our own unique way. To be clear, this intellectual endeavor cannot be replicated through technology. Now let's consider that first question, can humans fly? The Wright brothers had to learn about wind, physics, and mechanics, and relied on their courage and strength of will and determination, as well as their connection to each other as brothers, in order to learn that yes, humans can fly. They changed human trajectory with their acquired knowledge and human spirit. The humanities both literally and metaphorically help us all to fly. To accomplish this task, the Wright brothers had to ask how and why. These are the keys within the humanities domain. How and why are the most important questions we can ask because they lead us to answers that change our world. And of course, one question leads to a chain of questions. Asking these questions helps us to understand abstract concepts such as vanity, beauty, love, power, value, respect, death, and truth. Here's another example for you tech, engineering, and business majors out there. You all know Steve Jobs. He's the founder of Apple. And he used his study of calligraphy, the ancient science of writing, to inform his development and design of Apple products. Jobs' calligraphy professor at Reed College stated that, quote, the skill of writing letters was all-embracing and mystical, and it took thought. To do it properly required a total understanding of the art and culture that gave rise to particular modes of writing, end quote. Jobs likely asked himself, how can I create a software platform and computer that is both aesthetically pleasing as well as practical? In his 2005 commencement address at Stanford University, Jobs said about studying calligraphy, quote, typography was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle, in a way that science can't capture, and I found it fascinating. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life, but 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me, and we designed it all into the Mac, end quote. Apple products are now the hottest devices on the planet, partly because of Jobs' application of calligraphic principles and understanding of human perceptions of beauty paired with practicality. Apple products have become a symbol of social status and innovation and have dramatically influenced fashion, art, and global society, making the products themselves an intriguing human phenomenon. How many of you now aspire to create something as important and influential as Apple products? You can't do it without some background in the humanities. Steve Jobs said, quote, it's technology married with liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields us the result that makes our heart sing, end quote. Now, what about you scientific-minded folks out there? Have you heard of Rachel Carson or her book, Silent Spring? Carson was a scientist, a marine biologist, who wrote books that challenged our understanding, use, and appreciation of nature. For Carson, like Jobs, she married her study of science with her understanding of humanity and completely changed the conversations about ecology and activism. She was instrumental in starting the conversations of why the environment might be endangered and how humans can work together to protect it. She said, quote, the aim of science is to discover and illuminate truth. And that, I take it, is the aim of literature, whether biography or history or fiction. It seems to me then that there can be no separation between literature and science. Questions about truth are squarely in the humanities domain and are integral to living in peace and sustainability with each other and with nature. But what did Carson mean about the importance of illuminating truth? What is truth and why does it matter? And how does asking these and other big questions lead to a job or a meaningful life? That's entirely up to you. What questions you ask and what paths you take, pairing study within the humanities and with any other discipline will reap rewards, not only for you, but for others as well. We can't escape our own humanity. Why not learn about and harness it for the greater good in whatever career we choose? For instance, a computer scientist who relies on an understanding of diverse cultures to create the next integral computer language, or a business person who understands and innovatively responds to the needs of their diverse clients, or perhaps a chef who informs their understanding of creating foods based on their knowledge of a language. This list goes on and on. There is no limit to the possibilities when you engage in the humanities. Majoring, double majoring, or even minoring in the humanities can prepare students for first, second, and backup careers in, here's just a small list, education, journalism, communications, publishing, advertising, technical or creative writing, law, library, science, museum curation, and so on. Endless list. Students with a background in the humanities benefit from the necessary skills in critical thinking, researching, and communicating, and are highly employable for their versatility, creativity, and ability to understand context and perspective. Now for a more personal and perhaps less flashy example. It was through my study of literature, Native American literature in particular, where I came to more deeply understand not only culture, but also meaningful aspects of our lives as humans. Most specifically, I came to understand the importance of stories and language and their role in healing. In my favorite novel, Ceremony by Leslie Marmon Silko, the main character, Tayo, from the Laguna Pueblo tribe, experiences deep trauma and seeks healing. He goes off to war and comes back with PTSD. He visits a medicine man whose name is Kush, who explains to him that, quote, "No word exists alone, and the reason for choosing each word had to be explained with a story about why it must be said this certain way. That was the responsibility that went with being human," old Kush said. "The story behind each word must be told so there could be no mistake in the meaning of what had been said. And this demanded great patience and love." I could then, and still now, feel deep into my core the truth of this, the importance of stories and words to help connect and heal. But in helping Tayo in the novel, Kush also helped me, and by extension, my students, as we together developed not only an understanding of the Laguna Pueblo belief systems, but the importance that stories have in our lives. The feeling and knowledge this novel evoked helped me to understand my own love of stories and language that led me to a career in teaching. I have found a deep sense of purpose and meaning teaching reading and writing and learning in general. Through studying within the humanities, we can offer innovative solutions to human problems. We can find connection and healing and a sense of meaning and purpose. Through the humanities, we deepen our understanding of life, death, truth, freedom, and hope. Those abstract concepts that define what it means to be human. Humanities is the connection and the reason. Studying literature, philosophy, history, religion, performance, and visual arts is essential to answer those important whys and hows in life. By connecting to our core identity as humans, we can begin to answer, who are we, and of what are we truly capable? This is why the humanities matter. Thank you.